Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, your sponsor, Yechezkel. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Yechezkel. This is the daf that was given on Shabbos and be reviewed over here. The Gemara in the previous daf was discussing how each one of the terms that's brought down in the Brisa regarding a Zakat Mamre, how does that work with the sheet of a mayor that says that the Zakat Mamre must argue on a concept which is a Yisukaris. So what goes on, there's a Brisa that says a list of things Zakat Mamre can argue about, and the Gemara is going to show each one of them is a Yisukaris. We went through the first part, now we got to the Yechezkel and Dalif on top, and the Gemara starts in the fourth line. Divrei, what's Divrei? Ela Rochim v'Acharomim v'Hegdishes. Different types of Hegdish. Rochim is someone says Erki. Ha'rochim will be the machlekes of the Zakat Mamre and Chachamim. The Plug der Meir v'Abonet. Now, I'm Harich Bochum v'Hegdish. Someone does erech less than a 1 month old baby. There's no erech in the Torah for that age. Meir says you still have to pay. Pay his value. Chachamim say he didn't say anything, meaning it's nothing. Machlekes. So what's the machlekes over here? As Rashi says over here, he goes now and makes this money. He says erki alai, less erech this baby alai. Baby's less than a month old. Does this money belong to Hegdish or not? If it belongs to Hegdish, he can't use the B'Kaddish Yeshu. If it doesn't belong to Hegdish, it could be B'Kaddish Yeshu. So is the Kiddushi good Kiddushi? That's a Yisukaris. Another pshat Rashi brings regarding, does he have to, if he misused the money, is he over on Me'ilah? And if he's over on Me'ilah, he needs to bring a carbon. And if someone touched the carbon, so then you have a problem of Yisukaris. Or if you eat with Tuba Seguf, and if it's not a carbon. If the money doesn't belong to Hegdish, it's not a carbon. You don't get the Yisukaris. So you have Yisukaris if this money is Hegdish or not. What about Charomim? Chorim goes to base of English. It belongs to the coin. It's not Hegdish. Shemak is there. Chorim lekoin diachos also. Came out to the Kodesh Koshim Hu Lashem. Shechal Kochikochim or Kochikal. It's Chal also an Hegdeshus. But again, Yam Machlekes is it could be Hegdish or not, same idea that we said before. Hegdeshus. The Pluga de Abelaz be Yaakov Rabban. Also another Machlekes. Now Abelaz be Yaakov Rabban have food Tzinoish Hegdish. Tzilcha Sobri Adum Hegdish. This we saw earlier in the Masechta. So you need, even for a small movable amount, you need 10 people to marry it. And if you don't have 10 people, the question is a pidyon or not? So if a person went and gave something to Hegdish, and then he went and valued the item based on with 10 people, so machlekes if it works or not. Machlekes is still Hegdish or not. Same discussion before. If that Zakat Mamre argues about that, here's a community legabe karas. Revoice, what's that? Zashka soito varifas egel of etaris mitzayim. So the more goes and explains. What's the shka soito? Someone who tells his wife she's not allowed to be with somebody. She's not allowed to be with him biyichud. So the thing is, you have to have 2 aidim when he does the kinui. You have to have only 1 aid if she actually went into the room with this person, or it'll be outside, or even if he himself saw it's a problem. You have to have 2 aidim for both. So what happens over here if you have only 1 aid? So in Machlekes says, is this she's going to be a soita or not? Rashi says that if Kamina is, if she sold her ksuva lach, does she have a ksuva or not? So it's again monetary thing, is the money belong to somebody else or not? They can use it to the Kaddish Yisho. Other Rishonim saying if Kamina gabi yibum, because it depends on another Machlekes Rishonim, is a soita do yibum or not? Okay, Harifa Segla. What about Harifa Segla? How do you measure the regular roof? What's regular roof? You find the person dead next to a city, so the city has to bring regular roof. Between 2 cities, you have to measure what's closer. Where do you measure from? From the stomach. From the nose. From the neck. So we have between the Zakat Mamre and Chachamim. If this regular roof is who needs to bring the regular roof? If the one wrong person brings egla rufa, it's not egla rufa. You can make kaddish with it. If it's an egla rufa, it's also no. So machlekes what it is. Taras and Mitzoyer Plukto, the Yeshiva, or Taras and Mitzoyer, the Nan, Ein Lubrinyad, it doesn't have a pinky or the small toe. Always in the money, so his right finger to put it in the oil in the soil. Ain't no tire alum, it's there's no tire. There's no even nice on the claim of the yates, I can just put it in his place. Sure, not even nice on small the yates, put it in the left ear. So what do you see over here? The question is this Mitzoyer have a day of a Torah or not? If he goes to be Sabikdush, is he Chayav Karas or not? Visharech is like it Shechopia, as the applies as the word leked nan, stay shibolim leked shloshenu leked. What's a leked? As doing the harvest, if something fell off. So if it's a small amount, it belongs to the honey. If it's a large amount, not. What is a small amount? Chachamim will say it's 2 and 3. 2 is the honey, 3 is not. Shiricha means when he forgot bundles. Forgot 2, it's the honey. 3, it's not a shiricha. Let's say 9, 2, 3, 3, and 4. So again, machlekes. This money, this grain, does belong to the honey or not? If the honey took it, is it and he used the kaddish eisha, is it kiddush or not? You have to do payal from the standing grain. It doesn't have a kami, put it from the once he cut off or once he harvest. Fish been a carry once in a pile. Actually, mircha means he smoothed it, and now it's chavin ma'isa. Mircha ma'isa v'noisa lo. Let's do a ma'isa because the honey doesn't have to do ma'isa. It's not fair for the honey. So if we do ma'isa before, Tais asked what about truma? Even when it became a dough, we have to do pay up. And chachamim hold no. We're learning about why it's koine b'shinin. So over here you have a dough. Zoker ba'am chachamim argue does the honey deserve it or not? If the honey takes it and Mikadosh Eish, is it Kiddush or not? Machlokes Gabi Kars. So every one of the lists that we have in the Brisa can apply the Gabi Kars. Says the more given Botidim, there's 3 Botidim in the Beis Hamikdash. If the argument between the Zokar Mamre and Chacham is, Zokar Mamre says, I have my Rebbe to rely on. And the Sanhedrin say, we have a Rebbe to rely on. Ain't no narrow. You don't kill him. He says, this is what I think is the right thing. They say this is what we think is the right thing. Ain't no never. If he says, I have what to rely on. I have my Rebbe. And they say svar. Ain't no never. The only case is that he said, he's the one saying, I am making my own svar, and they say shmua, they say I want to rely on. That's when he becomes a Zokar Mamre. They didn't kill a Kavim Ben Alalu. What's a Kavim Ben Alalu? It says Rashi here in the bottom. Kavim Ben Alalu says 4 shmuas against Chachamim. His son told him, should I follow you? He says, no, you heard it from me, I heard it from the rabbi. So he had to rely on. And then he didn't even become a Zokar Mamre. Why not? Because he had who to rely on. As long as he has who to rely on, it's not a Zokar Mamre. Even if he says, I have what to rely on, and they say don't svar, you kill him. Why? As the Achronim point out over here, here's the Yisrael of Zokar Mamre. You can't have anarchy. You can't have everybody saying his own thing. There's a base there God. You can't have Machlekes b'Yisrael. If you turn my pretty malo gusa kavim ben malalos, why didn't he kill a kavio? He never passed it this way. He argued Chachamim what the halacha is, but he didn't go and he was passing this way. So what now? Kach do Rashi, kach do Shuchaveira, kach l'mati, kach l'mdu Chaveira. My love, the woman pia shmuel ve'erim kach l'beininu. So the Achronim discuss it. Where do we see it? The more one way to understand is the extra words. Why does Mishnah have to say that he quotes? That's what they said. That's what we said. Tell me, even if he said in a way which is the extreme, he said of Mipia Shmuel, and they said Kachu Beinenu, and you still kill him. Lo, so when I go make Kachu Beinenu, very Mipia Shmuel, now I riot from this extra lotion. There's 3 things here told me. Baal Shavachal Kidui Kidui Mochel. Baal got your soito, he says, I'm moichel you, is mochel, and you don't kill the soito. Taisa says, until she drinks with the water. Now Yechezkel base. Betzoyim loy shirot so havim ulim choloi. But sorry, the parents bring the to the kohen. They say, we're moichel you. So they can be moichel. The achronim ask over here, why can they be moichel? He not need doing what he did right now. It's Hashem Seifer. So the achronim says, as long as the parents have the ability to, they're still connected to the son, and they're able to mechanech him, he still has hope. Zokin mamre shewot mitin choloi moichel imloi. So can mamre they want to be moichel, he can be moichel. Kshabat it's a chaver shvador. My kid, my friends, the dorm. Pashas means to me the Rebbe Kivo. Ashnai moduli. Zokin mamre loy duli. They agreed to two things, but one thing they didn't agree is Zokin mamre. Why? Because the Shliach B'Tachbachlis be Israel. Because by Zokin mamre is not going with the svaro, it's not going with mechilo. We don't have machlekes be Israel. So you see a riot from here that's the reason Zokin mamre tiyuvta is a tiyuvta of Kana. Beginning, there was no machlekes. There's the big base in Yechezkel Gozis. Ushnei botidim shesim shlosh echad yeshel pesach habayis, echad yeshel pesach hazor, as we saw in the Mishnah. There's two other botidim in the area of Beis Hamikdash. The shar botidim shesim shlosh yeshel b'chol hayorish v'yisrael. Every city has its own base. Hu tzukadav or Elisha sholim business shebehir. They need to ask a question. They ask the base in that city. Im shomor lam, they have an answer. So they say, "V'imad boim nizesh shesomuch leira." Go to this gear, so there's like a district court as well. Something away this gear, so because we don't have maybe a raya, there's a district court. Im shomor lam, if they know, they tell him. Imad boim nizesh shal pesach harabais. They go to pesach harabais. Im shomor lam, imad boim nizesh shal pesach hazor. Then they go to the hazor. Avorim kaktarashti kakdosh chaveirai. Kakamadi kamundu chavei. That's our gear, so again something get out because we're not talking about Yechezkel. We're just talking about a question they have to ask. Im shomor lam, imad elu because God said no, you go to the Sanhedrin. Shesham Yoshu Mitom Sheshachat Amish Rabbi. They sit there the entire day. Ubeshabas Yom Toib, even though they don't do din, but you can come and ask a question. So they're sitting in Bechai. Nishalosh Shalom Ifnayim Shomor Melem. If they have an answer, if they know the answer right away, they say Bimav. Oyim Dim Dominion. They go and they argue. Robo Mitam Tom. Robo Mitam Tom. You go to the right. Misharobo Tam Disham Vihila Shalosh Yishkol Tzolkon. Tamid Disham Vihila. They not do Shimush Vechachon Manav. The Mashal says. Ikar Toyvas the Tishu Techachamim. Rabu Machlekes b'Yisrael. There's too many Machlekes. V'Nases Toyv Kishtei Toyvas. Now you have two Toyvas. Now, you're about the why didn't you go to Beis Hamikdash? Time Shabbat V'Elam. So either Pshat because they didn't do din in the flushes and then there's no more. You don't go. You don't have Zokim Amir, or because the Shaman Hill themselves had their own Beis Din. So their Beis Din said that way. This Beis Din said that way. Misham Koyz V'Sholchim V'Chol Koymes. They said, well, I mean, who becomes a Dayan? Komishu Chocham v'Shovel Berech. Chocham is an olive. V'das agrees nechim. People like him. Yet daim beer, he can be a daim. Misham Alam to La'abayim. Misham La'azor. Misham because it goes. Then he goes to the three courts that we have, one by one. Each one is more chashuv than the other. You see over here, we don't mention the district court, so he may a raya that you don't have that court. Sholchum Isam. They said from Eretz Yisrael. Izu ben Elam Abo, and the son Mishal Berech. Someone is an olive that he is bent down. Shaykh Ayel Shaykh Nov, he goes in bend, goes out bend. The Gor is where I said the deer will machzik tivus nafshi. He learns Torah the whole time. He doesn't hold Torah to himself. The Mashal ben Yer to say, even though he learns so much Torah, he still doesn't come and say, I deserve it. Yahweh Beraboni Nai Berabul Barabo, so that Rabbanon look at Rabbanon Barab to say he's the one. As we explained in Shom Mashal and Daf, this is a ben Olamabo. As the first would say, we're going to learn soon, 2 days from now. Kol Yisrael is Chelik Olamabo. Chelik is a piece of land. Ben Olamabo means he really has a developed land, as the Chavetz Chaim explains. Chazal Yer Vishon, he goes back to the city. He's not chayav unless he followed his own psak, or he made other people follow his psak. There's others. Before he did not deserve to die, but now because he passed this way, he deserves to die. But if he's following his own decree, especially if you chayav mison what he did. To be Korah Labrakatu, somebody Tchel V'dam, you don't give a Mises Beis Din. So here he's saying, once he became a Dayan and he passed him, there's a Mises Beis Din. So be Korah Labrakatu, that's makes him Chayav Mises. Ela Echador B'Chayav Mises Beis Din, but if this Psak is B'Chayav Mises Beis Din, Mi Korah Labrakatu, because he did it out there, it's Chayav Mises. So Mi Korah B'Yasro, Ashtalo B'Yasro. There's a difference. Before, you need a warning. Nowadays, the Zokar Mammon, no wording anymore. So they go Macy's, the Lebaya Shua Michael. What about a Macy's that's convinced me to do over the Zorro? Which means if he has a schus to explain why he did them, why he was moire, they're going to listen to him. But Zokar Mammon, once he went to base and told him, don't paskin this way, he goes to paskins, there's no schus to him, you kill him right away. So the Mishnah. There's something more challah with the Rabbanan than the Raisa. Someone says there's no tefillin, he's bottle. Why? Because it's Zil Kari Bar Rav. Just open the Sefer Torah, you'll see that there's tefillin. But if he says that instead of having 4 batim in tefillin shiroi, you have to have 5 batim, that's a divrei sofer, which means halacha Moshe Sinai. Rabbanan told us that Torah Shabbat Peh, then he's chayav. So first of all, we started. If you remember the Gemara I brought 2 days ago, the previous daf, the machlekes, when the Zokar Mammon calls Zokar Mammon, Rameir says chorus, things that has chorus and chatos. Rameir says something that the Ikar Divrei Torah, but the Pirush Divrei Sofer. And there's a third sheet that says any diktum Divrei Sofer. So this the goes like a Yehuda. The machlekes was showing is a Yehuda arguing Rameir or adding to Rameir. In other words, is a Yehuda saying that only something which is Ikar Divrei Torah and Pirush Divrei Sofer is a problem? Or it's not only kares, but also this. The machlekes toys in the round. So now the Gemara says, according to this Rabbi Yehuda, you can add if he adds something wrong. There's only one mitzvah like this tefillin. According to the sheet of Taisis, that's the only thing where Zokar Mammon is chayav according to Rabbi Yehuda. So what about lulav? The Ikar Divrei Torah, Pirush Divrei Sofer, similar Torah, we don't know exactly which meaning. Comes to even explain us. You can add maybe more rovas, more hadassim. So what belul my sfirulon? If you don't have to bundle the lulav together. So each one stands on its own. So holding in the same hand more hadassim, or even an apple or an orange doesn't connect to the lulav. If you hold it, don't have to have a bundle. So miikari, that's their way. Rashi says. He already started that way. You look at something that starts good and became bad as he added to it. If you start that you bundled together 5 meaning, so Meikar was bad. So more the Ikar grassing and tzitzis. If you have more strings, tzitzis my again, similar idea. How do we hold with tzitzis? If you hold the kasher and lav deraiso, if you hold the knot that you do in tzitzis is not deraiso, they're not tied together. So you have another string, who cares? If you hold up the kasher and deraiso, that is deraiso, he tied it together with 5, so it didn't start good and became bad. Says more yachid tefillin, now it's what tefillin. If you have 4 batim, and then he brings a 5th one, so this is on his own, this is on his own. So the more if you start with 5, no, I'll tell you what's the problem. When you have 4 batim, you put a 5th one, the 5th one is covering the 4th. And it needs to be that the external one will be open to the air. If it's covered, it's possible. So you took a tefillin of 4 batim. You added a 5th bite. Now you made it possible. How do you make it possible? Because now you can't see the 4th bite. So that's the moisim guriya. Interesting discussion in the Farshib that the tefillin has to be square. So if he added a 5th one, it's not square anymore. And they say I have to see him in an L shape, and he added to the other 4 as well. Now, an interesting Tosis over here is that Tosis says that why can you have, he says by lulav, that you add another min to the lulav. It's bundled, and you stick in another min. So Tosis is very gishmak. It's like this. By lulav, when do you kind of mitzvah lulav? By picking it up. So did he pick up 4 or 5? If he picked up 4, he was yours in the mitzvah. Then he adds 5, and the mitzvah is already done. If he picked up 5, so mikaro, the 5th one does not start, right? Because meaning for mikaro he did it wrong. So there's no such thing as starting with 4 and adding a 5 on the lulav. Mashenk tzitzis or tefillin more accurately is the whole day. Every minute you're holding is a mitzvah. So that's why you can start add by tzitzis is a kesher you can't add to it, and that's why with tefillin you have that case. Interesting, in the before we discussed, what about Tefillin Shemidutam and Tefillin Shirash? According to Mukoboli, you wear both. And one simple answer is that according to Rashi, B'tam is possible. According to B'tam, Rashi is possible. So when you put in both Tefillin, one of them is possible, therefore there's no problem about Tosif. Okay, we'll stop over here and continue in this mission of the next daf.